Welcome to Season 5 of the Manufacturers Network. Real talk with the people building what's next in manufacturing. And now your host, Lisa Ryan.
Hey, it's Lisa Ryan. Welcome to the Manufacturers Network podcast. Excited to introduce our guest today, JC Carr. JC is a territory account manager at World Emblem, one of the largest emblem and embroidery manufacturers in North America, where he's worked across nearly every department, giving him a rare, full-spectrum view of the business. He's also the founder of Whips Miami, an exotic car brokerage he launched in college, and he's becoming next-gen voice in manufacturing by using his 120,000-plus social following to spotlight the human side of the industry. JC, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So share with us a little bit about your background and what led you to doing what you do.
All right. So high school, graduated during COVID. Didn't really have a true graduation. It was just, hey, you're out. And it was summer in the middle of COVID. There wasn't really anything going on. Wasn't working. World Emblem, we were about 90% down. So I was trying to look for other things to do to make money. I've always been really big into cars. And I started just going through Instagram like everyone was during COVID. And I noticed somebody posting a exotic car lease deal for a car that was listed for about $500,000 brand new. And the lease was so aggressive that it was a brainer for somebody to take it, obviously within their financial means. And I knew this person. I reached out. I was like, hey, what's the deal with this? And he was like, this dealership's paying me X amount to post their car. And they said, if I sell the car, I'll get X, whatever the commission was on that specific car. So I was like, oh, let me try this. So I posted the same car, had a buyer within 30 minutes. And that's what started Whips Miami, was selling exotic car lease deals during COVID.
Wow.
It was a good couple years doing it. As 2022, so it was between my sophomore, junior year of college, the market started actually picking up on exotic cars. So we went from very down and cars being under sticker to actually car switching. So we had G-Wagons and Lamborghini Uruses that were selling for $100,000 over sticker. So the play then was finding the best deal and the lowest amount over sticker, or actually the car being offered at MSRP, and then making a comp on top of that. The entire business was ran as a middleman. I never owned any of these cars. They were out of the state of Miami. I was connected with dealerships only through phone and Instagram, and actually meeting people down here through the same thing, through Instagram. And all I did was connect a buyer and a seller and was making commission off that.
Well, so did your 120,000 person social following then come as a result of the car brokerage, and now
Yes.
you're using that to spotlight manufacturing in the industry?
So
Talk a little bit about that, because that's fascinating.
yeah, so the car TikTok and Instagram page, still all about cars. I have posted my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is very heavy towards manufacturing and how I'm navigating going through World Emblem. World Emblem's the largest emblem and patch manufacturer in the world. We're about 4,500 total employees in 5 different countries, 6 different states throughout the United States. And we have reps in every single state, servicing companies all over the country and all over the world. Obviously, they're 2 very different companies. Mine was a one-man show and middleman for the ultra-high net worth, versus we're selling patches to everyone and anyone in quantities of 1 piece or 10 million pieces. We do about 300,000 pieces a day coming in and around the North America area.
Okay. So this is your family business, World Emblem?
World Emblem is correct. Yes.
Okay. So what was it like coming into a company that your family built, and how do you earn your place on the floor?
For sure. So it's been interesting. I started off 2 years ago in production. So I was there for 3 months in Aguascalientes, Mexico, where we have 1 million square feet there. In Houston, Texas, where we have a couple 100,000 square feet, working in production, whether that was cleaning machines, running machines, servicing them. I then transitioned into a continuous improvement role. So I went back to school, University of Kentucky, learned a lot about lean manufacturing, which is Toyota's way of operating. It's our entire business. Learning how to write standard work, which is to most people, SOPs, standard operating procedures. I was in that role for about 6 months, then transitioned into a territory account manager all of last year. So about 12 months. And then this year, about 6 weeks ago, I transitioned into a lead account manager role. So I manage a team of 8 right now.
So when we're talking about, there's so many things that are going on. Number one, you're young, you are in manufacturing. And as every audience that I speak to is trying to figure out how the heck to get the next generation to build that passion and to come into the industry to keep moving us forward with everything that we're doing. That's one thing. And then also the amount of family-owned businesses whose kids really want nothing to do with the business and they're trying to figure out succession planning. So it sounds like you're the perfect storm. So what makes you so passionate about manufacturing that you're using your social media for that? And why did you decide to join the family business?
Yeah, I'm very big on LinkedIn. I take it incredibly serious on really learning about other businesses, learning about places, companies in our space, but also just anything at all that I can pick up and maybe use here at World Emblem. From a family business side, my dad is my best friend. I love doing everything with him. Even when I was running Whips Miami, I was bouncing everything off of him. Now working at World Emblem, I am 2 levels below him. So I do not talk to him at all unless it's on the weekends or at the house. And it's usually very surface level conversations, right? He's got 10,000 things going on. I do as well, but it's two different questions that need different answers most of the time. And his top-down view might be a different opinion than I have from my team, right? As far as getting Gen Zers and people my age involved in family businesses, I think it really depends on the family dynamic and the company. The company, for us, we have a great relationship, great work, family balance. As far as company goes, I think it just depends on where the company is going to be in 5, 10, 20 years. If these companies aren't forecasting for what's to come, it's a huge part in, like you said, family succession and working within the business.
And you've worked across multiple manufacturing facilities, so Mexico, Houston, Atlanta. What did those operational experiences teach you that you couldn't have learned in that college classroom?
Everything and anything. From a lean manufacturing standpoint, I was able to learn how to write 8-step problem solving. So understanding where the root causes on some of the issues that we have. Now that I'm servicing, I have 960 accounts that I currently manage through my team. I'm able to better understand some of the issues that our clients may be facing, especially if it's from a production standpoint. I know the machines, I know why they're having these problems, and I know the best solution on how to get those fixed. Now, those are trainable as well. We have standard work written for every single issue that they might face. However, having a firsthand experience in actually running the machines and knowing what could go wrong all the way down to the end user has helped me significantly.
I think that was brilliant that your dad put you on the line of starting at the very bottom so you could see how everything worked first. Number one, it probably brought you more street cred with the people that you work with because you didn't just waltz into a VP role, but also from an understanding and a technical knowledge standpoint. It sounds like it was a great decision and it worked out well in your commitment level as well.
All around, for sure. And if there was an argument to have the entire team work in production, I would go through with it. Now, there's definitely a financial cost of pulling a sales rep out of the field and having him work in production. However, I think I'm building out a program to where it'll be a 1-week crash course for all sales reps. That'll be mandatory for them to really understand our processes and how we operate.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember when I was in the welding industry, for a while, they would not bring somebody into management unless they had actually carried a bag and went in the field for, 6 weeks or 6 months? I forget what it was. It was a while ago. But again, just having that basic understanding of what people actually do in the facility. Now, you mentioned that you're really connecting manufacturing with digital. How are some of the ways you're using both social media and technology? Before the show started, you and I had our little conversation on AI as well. But as far as modernizing how World Emblem shows up in the market.
So we're the number one emblem manufacturer in the world. We're the largest manufacturer in the world as well. And we are one of the only US manufactured patches and emblems. We acquired a company called Heroes Pride about a year and a half ago. They do duty gear for police, military. That's also operated out of our Houston facility. Everything is moving towards automation. We're pushing it as hard as we can. Now, it's not in the sense of replacing a current World Emblem employees. It's how can we best use it to automate our stuff. So for example, on my team, we have service reps that go out every single week. They're traveling all throughout states. Last January, when I was in that role, I would have to open my computer and plan out those trips, and it took about 2 days. Now we have it done in 15 minutes, linking our HubSpot to Claude, and I can go in and type, "Hi, I'm going on a Florida loop this week. Please connect with every single account that did over X amount of revenue with us last year. I want the emails for the main contacts that I need to be reaching out to. Please draft up an email for me." So I took something that took 2-3 days, and now I have it done in about 15-20 minutes. That's been massive for us. Our digital samples, we're running about 100,000 samples a week through our site. We now have all that instant through a new program called WeVision that we launched in January. That shocked the entire market. We have clients all over the country, thousands of people using it every day, and they're getting digital samples back instantly.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, and that is a lot of emblems. So what does continuous improvement look like at that kind of scale? And what's your role in driving it?
300 million pieces a year, which is absolutely incredible. So back to the main question. From our team, we're constantly following center work, rewriting center work. We have something called Hoshians, which strip apart current ways of our operating process and changing it. I request from my team every single week that they report back up, "Hey, I'm doing this way, but I think if we do it this way, it'll be better." And every single day, every single week, we're getting significantly better, faster, using AI, using all these different processes to, number one, allow for an overall better customer experience. That's our number one priority, but also make all service and sales reps' lives easier.
And another interesting thing, you lead a company-wide philanthropy at World Emblem as well. So why does that matter to you? And how do you make giving back part of your manufacturing company's culture?
Yeah, so it's very new for us. So when I was running Whips Miami, the whole social media side, a lot of it was about giving back. So we did events with our local hospital with exotic cars. We pick kids up, drive around. While I was transitioning away from that into World Emblem, I was like, this is something incredibly important, especially a company our size, to start getting involved in. We volunteer at women's shelters. We've done beach cleanups. We do a huge toy drive once a year. This past Sunday, we did a 5K for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. That's one of the main charities that we sponsor, as well as Boys and Girls Club.
And how many employees do you have approximately? I don't remember if I asked you.
Roughly 4,500 between all the companies.
Okay. And how do your employees get involved in that? Is that something that they can do on their own? Do you have company-wide initiatives, or what does that look like?
So we have company-wide initiatives. We have a ton of people that are remote, so it's a lot harder for that. But Fort Lauderdale office will do events in Fort Lauderdale or the Miami area. Atlanta, same thing. Houston, same thing. Mexico, same thing. Obviously, the remote employees, it's a little harder for them to get involved. We do not do any internal fundraising through the company. We do not do toy drives through the company. It's really, we prefer employees volunteering their time versus asking for a financial donation.
Sure. Yeah, and I know I bring that up in a lot of my programs as far as just the connection that when you have employees that feel that they are a part of something bigger, that they're giving back, that they're making the world and their community a better place, you're much more likely to keep them. So have you seen a deeper connection to your company through these type of efforts?
I'll be completely honest. So we have notoriously a very low turnover rate through all facilities. So my answer will be no. Specific to the charity events, I don't think there's a big impact on retention. I think there's an overall higher satisfaction throughout people. I think they enjoy being a part of these charity events, but obviously there's 3 or 4 a year and there's 262 working days a year. So we're very heavy on employee experience and how they enjoy their day to day, making sure that everyone likes working here. And I think for the most part, we do a really good job with that.
So what is it? Because again, in manufacturing, a lot of the organizations, they do have a hard time at keeping people, or they have higher turnover because there's so many more options for people to get, not only leaving that company, but leaving manufacturing completely. So what do you feel that you're really doing right when it comes to your culture? Why do they like working there so much?
Really, the lean manufacturing and that whole writing out standard work, standard operation, allowing everyone to come in with better ideas on how to do the job better. It's really a buy-in from everyone. It's not a manager that can come up and say, hey, I want to do this, and everyone's doing this. It's a lot of team building and coming together to create better ideas. That's been huge for us. I know we started that in 2019, and there's definitely a drop-off between employees leaving. We've also doubled our overall employee count since then as well. So it's gone better all around for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So with Whips Miami, let's go back to that a little bit. You founded it while still in college, and you run it alongside your role at World Emblem. So how do you think about entrepreneurship basically as a complement to working inside your family's business?
So I've slowly stopped running that company only because of the amount of time I'm putting in World Emblem. I don't think it's fair to be, especially in the new role that I'm in, to be working on the side. I'm available 24/7. I got people calling me at 5 a.m., 10 p.m., Saturdays, Sundays. And I'd hate to be doing something else that's not overall impacting World Emblem positively while working here.
Okay. And so you're also part of the YPO Next Gen in South Florida. So what's your take on the future of manufacturing, and what do you think the next generation of leaders needs to do differently?
My honest opinion, if you're not looking towards AI and using it in a day-to-day, it's going to crush you. I think in operations, it's not. That's a area that's going to definitely get affected by AI. Obviously not as hard as doctors, lawyers, and those other roles, financial analysts. That you'll see a huge gap there. But in terms of operations internally, there's definitely going to be an impact on AI on our side, but I don't think it's going to be as large as other areas.
How are you using it for a lot of what you're doing?
So for my team, I'm service sales. Like I said, a lot for trip planning, customer experience, going through, having instant samples, being able to communicate with the clients faster. We're building out some more internal stuff that's going to be able to really understand our business through screening everything from emails to the way reps are closing deals, customers, the way they're placing orders, what they're clicking on our site, what's not being clicked. That's been really impactful. As far as an operational side, we are slowly building out better reports on what's coming in, what's coming out, our on-time delivery, and what else we can do to streamline the process.
And so when it comes to the 4,500 employees, it sounds like there's a lot of people eager to adopt that technology. So I don't know how to politically correctly answer that, but do you have more tenured employees who are still afraid of technology and afraid that they're going to lose their jobs? Or have you gotten to the point of where this is just what we're doing, or you have a younger force coming in? Like, where are you on that spectrum?
It's a great question. I'd say we're right in the middle of it right now. As far as replacements go, I don't think there's going to be any. Now, stop hiring, that might come to play. But again, like, we're growing very aggressively. So I could definitely see in the next 5 years that we start to flatline on employee count while we're still growing. I could see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we're getting to the end of our time together, is there anything that we didn't cover that feel is important for the listeners to know about what you're doing as far as the technology, the workplace culture, anything that we missed?
Yeah, we're ahead of everything, or as much as one can be. Again, like, I can't stress enough how much Claude and Copilot have been able to help me do my job better. Even though in the last 24 months that I've worked here, I've seen a significant change in my output, even in the last 3 months. I know we were talking about it earlier, but it's been incredibly helpful. that and social media, LinkedIn has been a massive for a bunch of our reps. It's been incredibly helpful for us to reach out to clients and just confirm that what we're doing as an organization is helping out every single person that's purchasing from us.
And what are you doing on LinkedIn because I'm sure that you're not posting, this is a picture of our newest emblem. What's it for? Because I can't tell you how many pictures of machines I see on LinkedIn.
I don't think I have one machine. Cool. Mine is very catered to me. So I'm sharing stories, personal stories about my experience in working, number one, in a family business, but also in an incredibly high technical company that also does operations. I like to consider us not an emblem company. We're a tech company that sells emblems because that's what we are. Always on the next thing. We're moving as fast as we can and as aggressive as we can towards being the first at whatever is new to come out.
And if somebody did want to continue the conversation with you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Definitely LinkedIn. My name is JC Carr on LinkedIn, or my email, it's just JC and then Carr, CARR at worldemblem.com.
All right, JC, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a blast talking to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm Lisa Ryan, and this is the Manufacturers Network Podcast. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Manufacturers Network Podcast. If this conversation gave you something to think about, share it with someone else who will get it. And hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next.